Hey everyone, the 13 Scale here, also known as Scale, and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, where for me, it's been a while. For you guys, not so much, because I refused to upload anything until I got more of my act together, and I so don't. So I don't know when this is gonna get uploaded compared to when I recorded this. And my one eyebrow is being real weird, so we're gonna do this. We gotta go talk to Gumshoe. Because it's been so long, I looked at the end of the last recording. I also don't know how to do Gumshoe's voice, and I think that was why I ended. Rip for me. Okay. Come on. Why do I have anxiety about this? Is it because I'm doing Gumshoe's voice, or I just have a feeling everything's gonna go to shit? I think I'm just gonna go with a nasally voice and call it a day. December 26th, Criminal Affairs Department. Hey, pal, long time no see. Yeah, no shit, dude. Huh? You don't look so happy. What's wrong this time? Actually, we wanted to ask you something. Yeah? Sure, I guess that worked. I feel like fans gonna clam up if we ask this one. So I think we ask him this one. Detective Gumshoe, please help us. Huh? We need to know about the DL-6 incident. Huh? That was when Edgeworth's father died. I can't help but think that it has something to do with the current case. To tell the truth, I don't know much about the DL-6 incident either. Mr. Edgeworth forbade us from reading the file. I might be a petty bitch. But I would still read the file knowing that it pertained to my coworker. Maybe that just reflects awfully on the kind of person I am. There's a guest that comes into my work all the time that I knew had been arrested for something. And I found the file on that person, and I bothered to read it, because it's public knowledge. It's not like I did anything that was wrong, and I knew the person's name. Yeah, let me just tell you, that file was crazy. Like, I found a subsequent later one, too, that, literally said that the police tried to tase him, but it didn't work, and it just got him more mad. I was like, yeah, I can imagine that. Knowing the person in question. Never talked about it with him, never, like, looked at him differently because of it. None of that stuff. Like, I was very professional about it. But I did go read the file, so good on Gumshoe, I guess, for being a better person than me. So, I'm afraid I can't show them to you either, pal. What the fuck? Yes, you can. Just tell me where they're at, which filing cabinet, and then it's on me if I read them, right? What? That's not the voice I used for her. What? However, if you can convince me somehow that the DL-6 incident is related to this case, well, I guess I'd consider opening the file. You gotta tell me something about this boat the boat caretaker. Please. You know the boat rental shop down at Gourd Lake? You know, the something noodle. The wet noodle? That sounds right. I want ramen now. Oh, yeah. The old man who runs it is appearing as a witness in court tomorrow, right? How'd you... that was supposed to be top secret. It was supposed to be, but that old man ran his mouth.
Do you know who that old man is, Detective?
Actually, I don't. The music cut. He's a bit of an odd bird. I haven't been able to get a straight answer out of him. I decided... Acclimating to reading again. Really not my strong suit. Especially not Detective Gumshoe's. And I wish I could get this accent so I could do this. I decided first that he wasn't persuasive enough to testify and stand as a witness. That's why we called Miss Lotta Hart yesterday. As for who he is, we have absolutely no idea.
Huh. Sounds suspicious.
I miss Lotta Hart. Can I just do the whole thing in her voice and just talk like this for the rest of the evening instead of using Gumshoe's voice? Wouldn't that be a great switch? However many episodes that we're in, it's well past 20-something. Just switch Gumshoe's voice to Lotta's. All right. Well, I was gonna do a test run with it with one line, and then just go, make the joke and then go back. But he gave me nothing to work on. So we gotta convince him that this is related. Do we have anything? I mean, this is just an old photo. It doesn't prove that it's related. Polly's thing. Nope. Yeah, none of that. Nope. Okay. What if... Go to the detention center? Maybe... No. I thought maybe that would have something. What about... Grossberg? He's the only other person... Damn it! I was like, well, he's the only other person I know that would, like, I don't know something about the DL-6 incident. So how do I convince him that this has something to do with the DL-6 incident? Is there... You got any thoughts? You ain't got crap. Cord Lake Woods? Oh, slide is this one. I mean, she's... Oh, what's this? Trees grow quite thick here. Further back, the trees fade into the shadow where the sunlight can't reach them. That explains the shading. Okay, so that got me nothing. Maybe back to the boat rental? No? Where? I guess I have to go back to Gumshoe and give him the evidence I do have? But I don't think I have enough to be able to reliably convince the man that this has anything to do with anything. Okay, so... Overhead... Noise detector shows an empty lake. What if I give him Polly? Huh? What's that? A parrot? The old man at the boat's rental shop's parrot. The parrot knew about that incident. Sure, that was just exactly what I needed. Alright. That incident? You know, the DL-6 incident. What? Oh, now I can probably do the Lotta voice, huh?
Polly, have we forgotten something?
Don't forget DL-6. Huh? I think I'm too good at this walk. I'm pretty sure that old man must have taught her that word. Okay, I'm gonna do it now. And I'm gonna see if I want to stick with this, because I think it's gonna suck. But it's better than this Urkel thing I'm doing. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. But how would that old man... Nope, that's... I can't even do Lotta's voice. How would that old man know about the DL-6 incident? That feels better, but wrong. Yeah, but how would that old man know about the DL-6 incident? That's it. That's how I do this. Oh, for God's sake. And that's what I was trying to do this whole time, is do the news reporter from the 1920s. Y'all, I yield. I yield. I will probably, at this rate, never become a voice actor in any sort. Because I can do... Actually, I shouldn't say that. Dante Bosco got away with one voice for everything. And, like, I'm never gonna be Alex Lee, but, you know, maybe. Maybe there's hope for me. Wait, what if... What if that old man was connected to the DL-6 incident?
Nick, you think he might be?
No shit, Sherlock. I wouldn't have said it otherwise. Everybody in this game is dumb, I think. But apparently the puzzles are smarter than I am, so Huh? Yeah. I get you. Sounds like you need information on the DL-6 incident. So, there's the station's record room. I don't like how the music cut for that. I'll give you special permission to go and find what you need. That fits better. It does fit better. It doesn't fit his derpy nature, but it does fit the standardized detective thing, so I'm going to keep going with that.
All right, way to go, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Okay, Nick, to the records room.
I got a bad feeling. I don't know why, but I've got like this pit in my stomach that something's not right. And I feel like we haven't hit enough roadblocks. And I don't like that feeling. Like, remember how with Red White we got kidnapped? Right before the trial? I feel like there's something like that going on. Oh well, I guess it's time that we faced Edgeworth's past. Anything I can... Nope. Alright. To the records room. Damn. Alright. Looks more organized than my work sometimes. I guess. December 26th, Police Department Records Room.
Wow! It's amazingly dusty.
Well, who's gonna take the time to dust a records room? Like, I'll be completely honest with you. The back rooms at my work at a pawn shop, we don't bother to dust because, like, it's people's items. They come and go. They move quite frequently. There's no need for us to dust them. Who's going to see them? Who's going to check them? Right? Like us when we do our audits. But that's it. I need caffeine. 10 years of files and 10 years of dust, I guess. Only 10 years for this being a police department? I would have figured that they would have had, like, longer amounts of, like, fileage or something. You know? That there would have been more stuff, especially because this is like early era computers, right?
Let's find that DL-6 stuff, quick.
15 years ago. So if this is only 10 years worth of files, where's the 15 years ago files? Yeah. That whole set of sentences just didn't vibe with me in a way. Turn up that brightness now the sunset. Okay, so 15 years ago, both me and I'm fixing that sentence. 15 years ago, both Edgeworth and I were 9 years old. We were almost through with 4th grade when he suddenly transferred. Is it because of the DL-6 incident?
Nick, I found out where the file is.
Oh, thanks.
Just let me know what you want to know about the DL-6 incident.
Is she just going to relay it all to us? Or did she memorize the file in this short time? Because there's still a pit feeling in my stomach, and I don't know what it is.
I'll go get the right file.
I guess let's examine the room, in case we can't come back here. Here are files of collected case reports. There's quite a large volume of reports here.
Wow, these are all case reports?
Yeah, it's like a graveyard of police cases. Like completed cases or uncompleted cases?
I guess my sister's case report is in here too, quietly gathering dust.
That's depressing. Yes, it probably is. There are shelves stuffed with case files in the back of the room here too. Forgotten cases rotting away for eternity.
Nick, let's get what we need and get out of here. All this dust is getting to me.
Okay, that's fair. It looks like there are files inside that glass case. I'm curious what about these files makes them need to be in glass cases compared to all the rest of the ones on the shelves. Are these ones, like, still ongoing cases? The case is so dusty I can't see what's inside.
Nick, it's locked.
They must keep important case files in there. Oh, that makes sense. Like high-profile ones. Oh. This cabinet is where they keep evidence for current cases. Some of the things are obviously murder weapons. Others are, well, who knows what. Most of it just looks like random junk.
Nick, what do you think this clothespin is for?
Don't touch that. It's evidence. Jesus, Maya, you're like the worst person to bring on any kind of a case ever. All right, nothing else to examine in the room. Give me the case summary information. Well, first I have to get a handle on the main facts, like a summary.
Right.
I mean, we kind of know the gist, but like, I'm sure that the case file is going to give us something different that we wouldn't normally have gotten.
Summary, found it. Here you go.
December 28th, 2001. How was that 15 years ago? 15 years ago, that would have been 26. Oh, the remaster of this version. Oh, yeah, and they're coming out with an even more remastered version. I don't like any of that. Okay.
That's exactly 15 years ago from the day after tomorrow.
Again, so this version was 2016, but this game came out in like 2003. So then what? That would have been like 1980 something? So in 2 days, the case is closed. The incident took place in the elevator of the district courthouse.
What? As in... Is this the same district courthouse that we're holding the trial in now?
It looks like it. I would love to rewrite everybody's sentences. So, this one here. There was a large earthquake at 2 p.m. on that day. What do they mean by large earthquake? Like, what scale are we talking? Because I'm sure on a police report they would have mentioned something about the Richter scale. Part of the court building collapsed and all of the lights went out. Damn. So it was an accident? No. Hi. We're doing murder investigations. There's no way that this is an accident. So, they used the earthquake to cover up a murder? That's brilliant. But awful. Definitely don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Yeah.
Wow, that was some earthquake.
So we got 3 people in the elevator. Well, it looks like a young Edgeworth, because that's his hair. Glad nobody changes their hairstyle in 15 years in this game, unlike real life, where I've changed mine consistently. Like, about a year ago, this haircut was so different than what it is now. Okay. At the time, 3 people were trapped in the elevator. It took 5 hours for them to be rescued. Jesus, I'm surprised that Edgy doesn't have claustrophobia. 5 hours. God. 5 hours to rescue anybody sucks. If you want to look up something absolutely horrifying, don't do it right around when you're eating, but like the Smiler incident, I think that took them like 6 hours to get saved. If I remember that. And that was excruciating.
That would be scary, like...
Oh. Okay.
That would be scary like that. In the dark?
I so tried. There was a lack of oxygen in the elevator, and the survivors were unconscious.
The survivors?
One of the 3 in the elevator had been shot in the heart.
That was Mr. Edgeworth's father, wasn't it?
He said that his father was shot before his very eyes. So Miles Edgeworth was one of the passengers in that elevator. Maybe I need to start looking up fanfic of Edgeworth and Phoenix together, because Jesus Christ. I support the ship too hard for my own good. If in any of these later installments Phoenix gets a girlfriend, I will reject it. Do you have data on the victim, Edgeworth's father?
Yeah, hold on. Victim. Ah, here, found it. Gregory Edgeworth,
35 defense attorney. Oh my god. Okay, look, don't. No. I'm sure at any other point in life that would have felt old, but for me that is 4 years away. And the idea that he died 4 years after my life now, and he was a practicing defense attorney. Nope. I don't like feeling old. I don't like. We started playing this game at my work of things I own that's older than some of my coworkers. And like, you know, the obvious answer would be something like, you know, the Static comic that's older than I am. Literally that specific issue, by the way, is actually older than I am as a person. Which like makes sense, but like my hairdryer is older than my coworkers. My hairdryer is as old as my manager. Like, you know, like some of those thoughts. And obviously, like, the older systems I have count too, but like I have a shirt that's as old as one of my coworkers. I have a couple of them. I've been the same height for one of my coworkers, like, entire lifespans. And like, that's just, I hate that. If you want to know so you can compare yourself to it, I haven't grown in height since 2006. So yeah. You can live with that knowledge as you will. Anyway.
if he were alive today, he'd be 50.
Don't make me think about that. He had lost that day's case in court and got in the elevator with his son Miles.
Miles?
Yes, Edgeworth. The Edgeworth we know. You know, Miles Edgeworth, of course.
So he was in the elevator with his father?
Yes. Yes, he was. We established that already. From the angle of the bullet and the other evidence, it could not have been a suicide. The murder weapon, a pistol, was found inside the elevator. The pistol had been fired 2 times. Unless somebody lined up the existing bullet hole with a gun on the outside. It's a metal elevator. You would think that that would, like, have ricocheted or something. Where have I heard that before? Huh? Wait a minute. It just sounds like the current case. What's going on here? Yeah. A pistol that was shot twice and it looked like a 1911 for whatever reason. So I wonder if the pistol from the trial is still the same. Because, like, granted, 9mm would be an incredibly common caliber of bullet. But typically 1911s, you typically would buy that in like a larger caliber size in some way, shape, or form than just 9mm. Though granted, that was what no, 22 cal was what the murder weapon was, wasn't it? Crap. Yeah, it was a 22 cal. Right. What's the button on the front for? Like in front of the trigger guard. Is that supposed to be the mag eject? That's what that looks like. Okay, let's focus on the case, not the gun. I want you to know, by the way, with Battlefield 6 having come out, my fiance pulled me over and was like, hey, I want you to tell me what guns these are. I'm like, it's a video game. Like, of course they're going to make fictionalized versions of ones. It's not going to actually look like... And then by the time I got that sentence out, I was like, oh, that gun is called the Judge. That is a revolver that shoots shotgun shells in addition to its regular ammo type. They even have the bowl in the same exact place. I'm like, oh, and that one's a SIG, and that one's a... And I just kept doing that based on, like, how the gun looked. So, I do this outside of just this case now. I'm not a gun expert. I work with them a lot. Okay, so what about the suspect data? Do we got any data on the suspect in there?
Huh. That would be the guy that my mom got arrested.
Okay.
Hold on, this is it. The man arrested is a suspect in the DL-6 incident. His name was Yanni Yogi.
Yogi Berra?
He was a clerk in the court, apparently.
Why does a clerk have a gun? Oh, he's supposed to be like a security guard. That makes sense.
So he must have been the third person in the elevator. Well, then, he had to have done it.
No, not necessarily. But he was found innocent thanks to his defense lawyer, Robert Hammond.
Hammond, the victim in our case.
Right. The suspect, Mr. Yogi, was oxygen deprived. So much so that he had brain damage and lost all memory of being in the elevator. Brain damage. Is that the old man? Is that why he needs to remember? But why does he need to... Why does Paulie need to keep track of the DL-6 incident for him? Is it so that he betters himself? After he was declared innocent, he disappeared. Yep, that checks.
Huh. Where could Yogi have gone to, I wonder?
Yogi, Bear, he's gonna beat a dude in the park. He may be closer than we think. Yeah, they're just telling me now. Well, I guess I know generally what happened in the DL-6 now. I still don't know what sort of impact the whole thing had on Edgeworth.
Nick, are we going to take the whole file? There's too much. We'll never get it out.
You're right. How about we just take what we think we'll need? DL-6 case file added to the court record. Can you do that? Wouldn't it be more pertinent to, like, just make copies of the existing court file? Right. That's probably all we'll be able to find in here anyway. Now, all that's left is the trial tomorrow. I wonder how Dad will do testifying in court. Oh yeah, he adopted us, I forgot. To be continued. Okay, I don't know why I had a bad feeling about that. I don't know, I felt like there wasn't enough twists and turns in this in this story. So I guess the puzzle's gonna be, how do you kill a man inside an elevator from the outside? I guess the question is what happened to both bullets? Right? Because, I mean, both bullets inside. I'm pretty convinced that a hole in the glass is from whomever shot and killed Edgeworth's father. Whether he traced an existing bullet hole or not, I don't know. But my cat is just crying up a storm. I fed him already. So whether it traced an existing bullet hole or was a whole new one, I'm not sure. But if we found the 2 remaining slugs still in the elevator, that would change it. But how do you find remaining slugs in an elevator 15 years later? Crazy we're working a cold case in addition to our regular case. But here we go. At least it'll come full circle, right? Because the beginning of all of this had to do with the DL-6 incident. To some degree, I think. If I remember right. Either way, that's all the time we've got for this episode. So take care, everybody.